Where are we?
Community Gardens of Tucson.
Oh, Tucson. Today's January 24, 2015. What do you guys do here?
Well, we harvest all the plants and get the fruits and vegetables.
So what are we going to do today?
We're going to harvest.
Oh, we're here to harvest. Okay. Let's go see what you have. What's the name of your project?
Well, we call it the Las Milipitas Kids Garden Project. And because the name is so long, we're about to change it. A new garden. We've just planted, and today is the first day we're going to harvest. We're going to take a little bit of lettuce leaves, and the kids will pay the gardener. Since we're just starting, there's only one gardener that's doing all of this. And they will weigh it and then pay him a third of what they think they're going to sell the lettuce for.
So here it is January, and look at the lettuce starting to grow.
How many leaves?
How many leaves? Well, you decide that each plant. But leave, just take the big ones on the side and leave some in the middle.
Oh, I found
So we'll have something to harvest next year.
Well, you look like a pro. How long have you been picking lettuce?
I've been picking it for, I think, more than a year now.
More than a year. No wonder you're so good at this. And how about you?
I don't know.
What's your favorite part of gardening?
Harvesting.
Harvesting. Do you get to eat what you pick?
Yeah.
What's your favorite part of the garden?
My favorite part is when we get to garden and harvest, and
So what does garden mean when you get to garden?
like, I think that garden means when you're trying to make like your own supply of food for yourself.
Oh, and is that important, making your own supply of food?
Yeah,
Why?
because if you don't, like, let's say if you don't have food, like in uni, you don't have money or anything to go buy it, and you have seeds already to just plant and you get your food from there.
So what are you doing here?
Writing how much we got of lettuce and writing how much we owe.
So your job is to weigh it?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Corner had a bunch of trash in it, and we just turned it into. Had a lot of goat manure, and we.
Oh, goat
We
manure.
had goat manure. So
Is that what I smell?
Just making a seed.
So in this row, everything's gone to seed. So they have to pull it out, and they're having a real hard time dealing with the waste of the food. But it's going to be part of the compost. Oh, here they are weighing what they picked. So you weigh what each child picks, is that right? No? Oh, I see.
You know what we get from each garden.
Oh, you just weigh from each garden. So this is a team effort? Nice. Here we are at the next garden. These guys are helping Taylor back in. Nice directing, guys.
A little bit more. A little bit more. And turn. Go front. Go front. That's good enough.
Oh, you guys are good directors. Oh, you're going to hook this up.
I'll do this. You can do this.
We also harvest this garden.
What are they doing now? Hooking up?
They're hooking up the trailer and getting our junk. This is where we keep our junk.
And what is all this for?
Well, part of it's for the farmer's market that we can't use while we're harvesting, like the tables and stuff. The shelves are where.
Okay.
This is just where we store our shit.
The food bank lets you use it?
We're all done.
Or are you connected with the food bank?
What?
Are you connected with the food bank?
Yeah, the food bank runs this garden, and I volunteer
Oh,
here.
I see. Here we are at the high school.
you plant plants in here? Yeah.
They're gathering all the equipment. Uh-oh. Got a little too enthusiastic there now.
We harvest plants from here,
Uh-huh.
and we when we have compost, we put in there, and we use horse poop to cover it up, and we mix it around.
Oh, what's the other word for poop? Do you know? Begins with an M. Manure.
Manure?
Uh-huh. Horse manure is what they call it.
So this is Pueblo High School's garden.
Uh-huh.
It's just a wonderful place. We raise our plants over here that we sell at the farmer's market. Have sort of a little nursery over there.
So what you doing?
We're putting the compost in the compost.
So, make it like a cake.
Yeah, we have to do a lot of.
Not a birthday cake, huh? Oh, so you got the layer of the hay. So where are the worms?
In here.
In the bin. Oh, so that's a worm bin.
Yeah.
Where's
Nice.
the shovel?
Put these in here.
I found worm.
You know these little white ones right here? That's a worm. A baby worm.
Yeah.
So there was a grasshopper in the garden, and are they good or bad?
They're bad for the garden
Oh, why is that?
because they could make babies and they eat the plants.
Oh, they eat the plants. Oh, you don't want them doing that. So how do you get rid of them?
We catch them and we crush them.
Ooh,
Sometimes we do it with our foot if we don't want to, or we come and get a big rock and smash it, or with our hands or with an egg.
that's natural gardening, so you don't want to put any poisons in this garden, any pesticides, right? So this here is the spinach, right?
I found
And that's arugula. Some spinach look like chard. Because how they're curly like this, it looks like chard but spinach.
How can you tell the difference then?
it's because you know how they
the other
have
different stems.
yeah they have
Different
different
stems?
stems.
And one has a
Curly.
different color in it, right? One
Yeah.
has more,
Spinaches have just green.
and the chard has what?
All kinds of colors. They have like pink,
All kinds of,
red,
really?
Rainbow.
Oh, that is all kinds of colors. So what are you kids doing here?
We're transplanting plants because we see that some are already growing and they're growing really fast, and that some are really little still. So we're transplanting so they can grow separately.
What'd you pick here?
Asian greens, chards, turnip, lettuce, spinach, broccoli, rod, arugula, red Russian kale, and dino kale. The other garden, we're going to pick more stuff.
So what skills are you learning here?
Math,
Math. Anything else?
the plant, like different types of plants,
Different types of plants?
and what they're good for.
About nutrition?
I get one half.
And what is this called? Is there?
You get one half.
Is it called?
How do I do it? Do I just do it? No. Which one did you cut off?
What is this process called? What's the scientific name of this process?
This. So
Transplanting, I don't know.
no, it's not transplanting. Isn't it called thinning? What we're
What?
doing? No, it's not called thinning. We're doing cuttings.
You're doing cuttings, yes. And are you sure you got the right end
Yes.
at the bottom, Omar?
Yes.
You sure? All right.
Oh, so then it goes into the dirt?
Then it goes into the dirt, then it goes into the shade.
Oh, so here you guys loading up the pot? Mm-hmm. Nice. What plant is that?
It's how
Hollyhock.
Hollyhock. And here are all the containers, trying to keep filled with the veggies to keep them cool. Got some more to carry there? Oh, here comes the lettuce. This is one of the last to transport. And what kind of tree is that one?
China berry.
China berry. And she can tell that with no leaves on it. And what's the other one?
This is Palo Verde.
Palo Verde. Look how little it is.
And there's also a park named Palo Verde. Asparagus fern.
Oh, that's the asparagus fern? Do you sell these at the farmer's market too?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't notice that you had plants. Okay, getting to the last of trucking these things from here to the back of that truck. People have no idea how hard farmers and gardeners have to work.
Okay, we're not going to take, well, we're going to take this with us.
Just believe in yourself. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
I like that. Where'd you learn that? You always knew it. That's a good saying.
Myself. Daniel did it, right?
And you did it. Good job. You guys are getting strong. These kids have been working non-stop, 11:30, 12, for 3 hours. I can hear the little one in the back saying she's getting tired. Lucky it's nice and cool. So, is this where the transplanting takes place?
Taking the ones that are seedy. Putting this one.
Oh, nice. I love the teamwork of these guys. Cleaning out the wheelbarrow. So, these kids are really cooperative.
Well, they work hard because the ones that work the hardest get to go to the farmer's market.
Okay, here are farm workers on lunch break. He says we're going to be working till dark, so we better eat something.
It's now the next morning, Sunday. We are in St. Philip's Plaza. The Sunday Farmers Market.
Here they are setting up. Oh, and here are those turnips we saw yesterday in the ground. You guys did a good job washing them. Look at this broccoli.
The total is 30.
It's $3. Yeah, but it's $4.
Daniel, it says $4 on here, Daniel.
No, this is $3 for the money.
It needs to be no longer.
Some bagging up.
It needs to be 75. So what is it now?
70.
70. Okay.
70.
And you sell those
So now
bag of carrots by the pound? Is it by the pound? So you're
76.
finding a
76. Let's see
1
what
pound
this
bag.
is.
86.
All right, so we're gonna take.
It's because of the water.
I know. So we're gonna sew this.
77.
Oh, the water's making it heavy, right? Look at
Yeah,
that.
it rained on us while we were trying to take care of all of
Well, we thank you.
this. So with these,
It's raining on here. Well, we thank you for picking in the rain.
$3 a bag.
It's now about 8:20. Things are coming together. Oh, you're selling bracelets?
Yes.
Who made those?
Me, my mother, and my older sister.
Good. How much are they?
50 cents.
Got some real entrepreneurs here. Do you guys know what an entrepreneur is?
Yes.
And this is your stuff?
Lettuce, radish, we have
What did you
we have dino kale, curly kale, red Russian kale, lettuce, spinach.
I think I need some Dynacare.
Right.
Charts? Oh, Dino Kale? Yeah, I was gonna. Okay. We can make kale chips. Great. Wow, you are so comfortable. Do you like gardening? Do you go to one of the schools that have the garden project?
Hello, look who's here at the Cafe Passe. Comes Taylor. With?
That's perfect. They're beautiful. This would go perfect in the front of the, right on the front of the cafe.
It's
I'll
heavy.
take it.
And
That's
these are
great.
edible flowers.
Have you guys gone to any other businesses?
So here we are at the Cafe Passe in downtown Tucson. And why don't you tell me, they brought these vegetables here for you?
Oh, absolutely. I ask for them, and they're in high demand every week. But they come to me on Sundays. We take what they have, I integrate it into a meal, and I give it back to the kids. We talk about flavor profiles, and then where the food goes after their selling point. So this is the last part of the education, pulling it all full cycle. Gorgeous.
This is today's
this
broccoli.
Is lovely. I will definitely love some broccoli. We're really trying to focus on having a special with each one of those chefs and utilizing these ingredients. And so it's win-win for. Yeah,
I got it.
you got it.
Okay, Taylor, what are you doing now?
Well, we've got Asian greens coming out our ears, and so the kids are going to try to sell some.
The Asian greens are so good.
All right. Now the Asian greens are washed.
I will take that.
This
I'm
is
taking this.
$3 a pound. And
I'm going to take.
you're going to take this one.
I'm going to take this one.
Okay, this is.
That's for
Okay,
you.
you got the dill, you got this, go.
I got this.
You got the still go.
I would definitely go back to these guys right in the corner, okay? They're friends of mine. They go and they try to sell what they can, and then we buy whatever they utilize that. So whatever we have left,
My name is Taylor Moore. My mother and father ran a children's home in El Paso. That's how I guess I got working with kids. And so I've done many things in my life. Just to cut it short,
Okay.
I was a lawyer.
Tell me about this, how you got involved in this project here.
Okay.
Las Milipitas, but you want to rename it.
Yeah, well, I volunteered at a little community, in the suburbs of El Paso, where I did basically the same thing I'm doing here. The kids had gardens, and we would go to the farmer's market, and I knew what I was going to do when I came to Tucson. And so I moved down literally next door to Las Milipitas and volunteered at Las Milipitas where they had a kids outreach project. And then I went to the grammar school with these 3 kids today. The music teacher needed plants, and I had a plant project. I had that going at Pueblo High School, so I had a lot of plants and just before Christmas last year. And we planted the garden, and I worked with kids until a couple of months ago.
So how did you select these children?
Well, the children call me. Those kids that really want to go getting your hands dirty in the garden is not for everybody, and trying to sell plants to strangers, especially older strangers, is not for everybody. So the kids who want to do that call me, and they call me on Friday nights and Saturday morning, and I take them all.
So tell me how they earn an income and how much they earn,
Well,
and what bills they have to pay.
all right, they're running literally 3 businesses. First, they harvest, which is a separate business all by itself. While they're harvesting, they're down there low where they pull weeds, and they have to harvest right. And plus, they have to harvest what they know they can sell, because they're going to buy it from the school or from the farmer or the gardener. And what they buy it for is 1/3 of what they think they're going to sell it for. So these kids don't know how much they're going to make today until they find out what they didn't sell, because they have to pay for what they harvested earlier. And last week, the week before, we sold everything. Last week, the kids each made $61, I think.
Right. So tell me the set of rules that you came up with for these children that makes them so polite.
The rule? Well, keep it short. I learned it from a kid, and it's a long, special story. But we try to have our best day ever. Every day. Well, I'm an old man at the end of my life, and one of these kids and one of these projects taught me that you can have your best day ever. And I thought, you know, I'm at the end of my life. Why shouldn't every day be my best day ever? And that's what we try to do. And so if a kid does something inconsistent with having the best day ever, if he's nasty or he hits somebody or she, or if they're disrespectful to me or somebody else, anything that is calculated to ruin our day, I make a U-turn and take that kid back to their mother. And it only takes a couple of times where everybody knows that we're not going to do that kind of stuff.
So it sounds like the first rule is respect. That's something I noticed.
Yes, well it is. They know that if we're going to go, and if they screw up, they're going to go home. They do the math, and they weighed everything as we took it out of the garden, and now they got to figure out their expenses. So they got, to each gardener, they have expenses, and then they have their food. They pay me $10 for gas, and that's it. But the biggest expense by far is what they pay the gardeners for the vegetables. And that in turn solves many problems for the garden. That in the desert, the water is expensive. That gives the garden or the gardener, whichever one, however the garden wants to do it, the money to pay for the water, which as the water bill goes up, it gets harder and harder to do. So the first problem that the kids solve for gardeners is they have the key to the lock financially. Once they get involved, they can turn a garden into something really special, and you don't have to apply for grants, and it's sustainable. And the other problem that gardeners routinely have is once they get the garden going and get the crops up, is harvesting. So these kids can come in on the weekend and harvest whatever's left over after the school has done what they want to during the week. Or we harvest at school. We harvest at Pueblo High School. They can do anything with their garden that they want to, and we come in like the cleanup batter. I feel like I built a problem-solving machine. They literally solve a big problem. When you're talking about food security, you got to start with kids. You got to get kids involved somehow, some way. And the way you do that is with schools. You do it with community gardens. They're all over the world. They all have similar problems, and we know what those problems are. We make a nice addition to the farmers market.
Do you sell to other restaurants besides?
Oh yeah. If they don't sell it, the kids get stuck because it's one of their expenses. It's part of the cost of sales. And
Have they ever been stuck? Were they?
Yes, time and again.
What happened?
Well, in the beginning, part of it was they were harvesting stuff that nobody could sell.
So what vision do you have for this program?
We're building a model that I think can be replicated anywhere. And it's very, very rewarding for someone like me who's volunteering, and I basically empower the kids every step of the way. They know exactly what we're supposed to do. You asked also about the perfect day. What does it take to make a perfect day? And that is that little girl, the way that thing shook out, did have it, but it started early in the morning when we were picking flowers, and the sun was coming over before dawn. The sun starts coming over the mountain in El Paso, and we're out there. Kids that I've picked up before dawn are picking flowers in the field, and then after we got the fresh flowers in tubs, we go to the farmer's market. The kids sell, which is a big challenge.
I wanted to talk about your lunch hour when we went out to eat. I noticed that you used that time period to talk about not only a perfect day, but the problems, and it reminded me a little bit of a powwow.
I tell the story about this little girl that changed my life to each kid, and you can't do it that quick. It takes time to tell what happened to that girl that day. But at the end of the day, she got out of the car and she said, "Mr. Moore, this was my best day ever." And so when I was driving home, I'm thinking, you know, I'm an old man at the end of my life. Why can't every day be my best day ever?